My goal is never to immediately get their business. You know what I mean? Too many people, y'all go in, you trying to get this sale real early. It's really all about adding value and connecting with that person on a personal level. Because the reality is people do business with people that they like. What's good, y'all? It's Attorney Kenneth Stevens, and we're here with the first episode of Grind Life. Today, I want to talk to you all about some of the things that you need to expect to encounter as an entrepreneur. And also, I want to dive deep on networking and building relationships. So one thing you got to understand as an entrepreneur, if you go into business for yourself, the thing that you think you're going to be doing a lot of, you may not be doing that much. What am I actually talking about? Say, for example, like I'm an attorney, right? A lot of what I'm doing is not actually legal work. I spend a lot of time as an entrepreneur building the business. So I'm marketing, I'm looking at finances, I'm managing people. I'm doing a lot under the sun that doesn't have anything to do with actually doing the work, the legal work. And then you still have to make time to do the legal work. So for example, if you like to, I don't know, if you're like a custom suit maker or you're a baker, you may not be, spending a lot of your time baking or as much of your time as you anticipated at the time. So that's something you need to take into consideration. If you don't have a lot of the soft skills that it takes to be an entrepreneur, as far as like marketing, business development, running the numbers, proper management, then you're gonna have to take the time to put the pieces in place and get the right personnel together so that you're able to do that. Because if not, you'll make a whole lot of cupcakes, or you'll design a whole bunch of suits and nobody will buy them. You won't make any money. Now, one thing I really want to spend some time on today is the importance of being able to develop, nurture, and maintain relationships. In my business in particular, really any of the professional, the professional businesses, it's absolutely critical that you know this skill. So, a lot of times we go to networking events, right? And you know how these networking events are. You go, you get a bunch of cards, you get a stack, you put them in your pocket, you go home, you send some emails, and if some come of it, good. If some don't, then it's whatever. And too many people network that way. You're in the room, you're taking up everybody's card, everybody trying to sell to everybody, and nothing really comes of it. The reality is you have to, first of all, when you're selecting what kind of networking situation you want to be in, you need to make sure that it's industry specific. And that doesn't necessarily mean your particular industry. I'll give you an example. I do a lot of networking in construction industry events that don't involve lawyers. I don't do a lot of lawyer networking. I'm in there in the room with people that are like my potential clients. You see what I'm saying? So that's something that you probably want to look at. The most important thing though is the way that I develop and maintain relationships. I get cards, I reach out to people, I send them an email, and then I follow up and try and meet with that person one-on-one and look at how I can add value to that person. My goal is never to immediately get their business. You know what I mean? Too many people, y'all go in, you trying to get this sale real early. It's really all about adding value and connecting with that person on a personal level. Because the reality is people do business with people that they like. It's that simple. If a person's like, oh, I can, have a beer with this person, or I can go and have lunch with her, or whatever the case may be, then they're more inclined to do business with you. Nobody wants to do business with somebody that they don't know, right? So you got to actually develop a relationship in the beginning. So what do? You get their card, you hit them up on LinkedIn, you reach out to them, you do a lunch. And then from there, you have to maintain contact with them, continue to email them, continue to follow up, go to coffee. If you don't have time to continue to meet with that person, or if that person doesn't have time to continue to meet with you, what you want to do is continue to add value to that person's life. So for me, for example, one thing that I often do is I'm often sending them information that's relevant to the space that they're in, right? So I'll send out some videos, or I'll send out some emails that have articles in it that's useful to them, because it keeps me on the top of their mind. And then eventually, an opportunity will come around and I'll be the one that they think of. You know what I'm saying? And then again, anytime there's an opportunity for me to have lunch or for me to meet with that person, I do that and take advantage of it. And in those meetings, I'm not selling. You got to be a people person. You got to connect with these people, and you have to connect with them on a deeper level. And last piece of it is maintaining the relationship. You got to understand that, you know, these relationships are supposed to last the life of your business. And so it's important that in these meetings, when you talk to these people, that you don't only just talk. You got to listen. If they got kids, you need to recognize and remember, oh, it may be little Sally's birthday. Maybe it's nice to send little Sally a card. Or you need to acknowledge that so-and-so is a Patriots fan. You know how many times I've sent out congratulations, go Pats, even though I hate the Patriots? This is something that I regularly do because I pay attention and people recognize it. Christmas gifts. My firm doesn't often do Christmas parties, but we send Christmas gifts to a lot of our clients. So these are things to take into account. These are things to recognize, and it helps you to maintain a relationship. Anyway, man, I hope that this is helpful. I hope it helps you all down the road. You all take it and share it. And as always, keep grinding.